Alright guys, my first review of the Park Flyers Cessna 182 Pro Deluxe model seems to be getting a lot of hits and has some interest. So I thought I'd make another better review and after a year of ownership and let you know what I think. Initial opinion after a year, wonderful, hardy, great plane. Takes a beating, keeps on ticking. I've owned this for a year and I have not spent one extra penny on it yet. Had quite a few wrecks, I will admit, some hard landings and one good crash. It's a high mag motor, not brushless, but it provides plenty of power. Wide open throttle, flies nice and fast, a little bit of adrenaline there. It's able to fly pretty slow. I believe even under half throttle will keep it up in the air and fly wonderfully. She's a smooth flyer. Today was a beautiful day here in Indiana, just in the mid 40s. Yeah, beautiful. Getting sick of winter, can't fly as often. So today there was 2-mile-an-hour winds and I got it up in the air for the first time in a while. Lot of fun. Forgot how much I really love this plane. She flies beautifully in low winds. I've flown in higher winds, 10-mile-an-hour winds. I do not recommend flying in higher than 10-mile-an-hour winds. And if you've flown it before, that's fine. But for your first few flights, definitely 0 to 5-mile-an-hour winds, steady. Don't fly in dirty or breezy wind. Just to get the feel for the plane. She's a smooth flyer on a calm day, very smooth. Yeah, after a year, like I said, this was my first 4-channel plane. I've only flown the Hobby Zone Super Cub, which is a 3-channel, and then I bought this to train myself into the 4-channel. Great trainer, easy to fly, steady, sturdy. I highly recommend it. Some of the weaknesses, well, first of all, I'll go through some modifications that I made. I suggest taping the leading edges of the wings with strapping tape. I did this before my first bad crash and I'm very glad I did it. The tape will protect the entire length of the wing. When I did crash it really bad, it broke into 3 pieces, but it broke here where it's screwed in, and each piece separately from there, so I was able to protect the ailerons. I did have to tape it back because I didn't use the proper glue. If I would have used the proper glue, it was a clean break, it would have gone right together and I would have been flying again right away, but instead I had to tape it up too, added a little weight, but it still flies beautifully. So yeah, I mean that handles very well. When I did crash too, I broke the prop and bent the motor shaft and the prop adapter. Now, I was able to take a pair of pliers and bend the motor shaft back to a very decent straight shaft, and with the prop adapter I had to finagle it a little bit to get it on there so it wouldn't have any wobble, but once it was on, without wobble, she flies wonderfully again, like brand new. So, hardy plane. My bad crash, I was coming back in, wanted to do a quick hard turn to come in for a landing, but I had already cut my throttle all the way down, so I was doing a dead stick landing, but I tried to make a 180 and banked too steep and she fell right out of the sky. Yeah, pilot error, I guess you'd call that. But I was able to put her right back together, a little bit of tape and glue, and she's flying like new. One of the weaknesses of the plane would be the landing gear. The landing gear, I've had a lot of questions on the front, the nose here, the front wheel. It is not steerable. As you can see, I've removed the wheel covering from the first because it kept binding the wheel, so I had to take that off. The wheel covers here have been pretty sturdy. I would also recommend, if you notice that it keeps grabbing or rubbing against the wheels, just to remove them. Other than that, on a hard landing, I've bent the nose a few times, or bent the the front landing gear, but I can just bend that back by hand, not a problem. So that's how that's taken care of. The internal of the plane, the wing screws on. I have them loose already. The internal, it is a 4-servo plane. There's a servo for each aileron. The ailerons here are connected, all pre-built for you right out of the box, and works wonders, put together with a Y-splitter into your elevator spot on the receiver. The inside, I've done a few little modifications. I took the ESC and I added Velcro to it, and the receiver I put Velcro on so they won't move around, and to get the battery plug to stay out, keeping that Velcro there helps to keep that out. The battery that's included is a 7.4 2,200 milliamp hours. It fits snugly but is balanced perfectly in that little compartment. The plane glides in at dead stick just wonderfully. That's pretty much only how I land, is dead stick. I get it lined up to the runway and she lands beautifully just gliding in. Not a 3D plane by any means, but she does do some great stunts. My flight today lasted almost exactly 8 minutes before the motor stopped running. Still had ailerons and servo control though, but I was flying throttle wide open the entire time for the most part, so that gave me 8 minutes of flight. The battery's been used many times as well, so it might be getting a little old and probably losing a little bit of time. When I first owned it, I know I was getting longer than 10-minute flights, but I don't think I was flying as hard or as fast with wide open throttle so the entire time. So that will cut down on flight times as well. Comes also with the balancing charger. This is a 4-cell, this is a 4-cell or a 2-cell and 3-cell charger. So if you get a 3-cell battery, you can use this as well for other planes. I wouldn't recommend putting a 3-cell into this. I don't think it'll work. But the charge is great. Had it for a year. Haven't spent another dime on it. I highly recommend it. It came with a 2.4 transmitter, DSM, and I used this transmitter for the FMS that also comes included. For Vista users, there I believe is now a patch linked. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get it all working, but once you do get it working, it's worth it. I do believe downloading the SSP function for the transmitter and the simulator, do that separately. Don't use the disk that comes with it, but download it directly from the SSP site, and it'll install properly, especially on the Vista. I have no clue about Windows 7, sorry new computer owners. I also use this radio for a glider that I built called the Gentle Lady. I use the receiver, I unplug it, plug it into a different type of battery setup that I've made myself, runs the servos, and does a wonderful job. It's a good radio. Probably will upgrade to a Spectrum 6-channel here real soon. I would love to see how it flies with that, so that's what I'm going to try to do. I do recommend, if you buy a spare battery, make sure you're buying it from Park Flyers or get the proper dimensions. It fits real snug, like I said, so make sure you have the proper dimensions before buying another battery, because if you get it too long, it's not going to fit properly. And like I said before, it's balanced wonderfully, so get the right size. I believe that's about it on the review. Like I said, beautiful plane. I trained myself, does mild acrobatics, and is a joy to fly. So highly recommend, worth every penny. For a year I've owned it, and has brought me nothing but happiness and a little bit of frustration here and there, but that's just me learning to be a pilot. Alright guys, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be able to provide you with a flight video sometime soon when I can get somebody out on the field with me to record my flight. Alright, take care guys.